What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. We are in the thick of it, okay? It is December, and Christmas is right around the corner. It's actually closer than you even realize, and I don't want to wait any longer, and I know you don't want to wait any longer. We got to get our shopping done, ladies and gentlemen. It's Macy's best offer of the season. Extra 30% off top gifts, plus 15% off our best beauty brands. Also, you may be thinking, what do I get my guy for Christmas? I'm going to do a little video this week and show you my top 2 gifts that I think are a go-to for men during the holidays. Also, obviously,
love how you hit men for men during the holidays.
Because sometimes it's, you're like,
I agree.
What do I get them?
I agree.
Slippers and cologne. Always hit. Slippers and cologne, they are always a hit, and they're always of use. So those are top 2 gifts for me. But you can also get 15% off the best beauty brands, which we love.
Yep.
And gifting top gifts, they also have matching sweater sets. They have lounge pants. They have advent calendars. The list goes on and on. There's dry bar travel kits if you want to give yourself a nice little blowout. It's really endless, and there's free shipping starting at $25. So we don't have to run around any more than we are this holiday season. You could do it online and get free shipping over $25. And this is from now until December 12th. Get an extra 30% off top gifts plus 15% off beauty brands. Visit Macy's.com or go onto the Macy's app. It is the holiday season.
Yeah. Great items. I just got a new coat that I love.
Love that coat.
I think it's a
Absolutely love that coat.
Really, really cool coat. Got it from Macy's. So if you're, shopping, if you're also putting together your own wish list, sometimes, I don't know if you have family members or loved ones, or you're in a relationship where they're like, I really love a list, which is super helpful for
Always
people.
helpful.
If you're putting together your wish list, we got some great items on there too. So
yes,
add those up.
Go check it out. Unfortunately, Noah is not here today because he got food poisoning, which really fucking sucked. I don't think Noah has missed an episode literally ever.
I know. Prayers up for baby bro.
I know. Seriously, prayers up. He's really struggling. He went to the hospital.
Yeah, no, he is struggling for sure.
Yeah.
That is like the worst feeling when you can't keep anything down, and you're
awful.
Just like,
well, not to get too deep into it,
no,
but
of course
hoping
but it's a girl's day.
It is a girl's day. Sarah's filling in for Noah in the big chair right there.
Hey,
she's
guys.
Gonna do a fantastic job. There she is. And let's hope Noah gets better, because I feel bad for him right now. Tough, really tough go.
Yeah, no, that is not good.
No, not good. It is seriously, Christmas is right around the corner.
I know, it's so crazy.
What's the
what's
tree
the date
yesterday?
today? The 9th. Oh God.
It's so close. Got my tree yesterday.
Amazing.
Big Bertha. Yes, I'm hyped. It's a big Bertha.
I went with Sheila.
I like that. Sheila. She seems like she has
I don't know
rich energy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I've been watching a lot of Love Island Australia. But I just looked at the tree last night and I went, Sheila.
I would have named my Mimi, but it does not come across as a Mimi.
No, your tree's got some roundness to it
and some height. That's a big Bertha.
Yeah.
I like Sheila though.
Yeah.
Sheila seems like she really knows how to put on a tea.
Yeah, she's put together.
Like a high tea, an afternoon tea is Sheila.
Yep. She's a put together tree this year for sure. So. Did you do all your decorations last night as well?
No, I need the tree to fall.
The
tree needs to fall.
Yeah.
And Matt's away for work right now, so I don't want to decorate it without him. He comes back Wednesday, so the tree will be perfectly fallen by then.
Yeah.
I'm going to do stuff around the apartment.
Yeah.
But the tree, I feel like I can't do until
I waited
he gets back.
I waited like a full week almost, because we got the tree and then we needed the tree to fall. And then we were not here. We were away in Boston. Then when we came back, there was one night, and then Joe wasn't home. And then we went to Minneapolis this weekend to visit family. And then finally, we got home, and it was like, all right, Sunday night, this tree's been sitting here undecorated all week. And we finally got to put our decorations up.
Time to put Sheila's lipstick on.
I know. Hung our, we have a little just married ornament. It was so cute. Actually, Macy's
Love.
sent it. It was very sweet. You can shop it at Macy's. An ornament is a great gift.
It really is.
I think that really is a true sign of getting older and maturing, is when you appreciate an ornament as a gift. Because let me tell you, in years past, I'd get an ornament, I'd be like, cool, thanks.
No.
I'd be like, all right, an ornament. I don't know, when you don't have your own tree or like anything, you're like, okay, cool, ornament. But now I'm like, I wish some of those ornaments that I did get, that maybe who knows where they are now, I'm like, oh, I wish I kept those, because now I'm obsessed with all my ornaments.
Yeah, ornaments are amazing because you collect them over the years. You're always going to have them. They really mean something special. That's why I pick up ornaments just randomly in stores now, which I never thought I would do. I can't wait to hang my buffalo wing ornament.
Yeah, I know. We hung our little F and J Niagara Fall ornaments.
So cute.
It's like, love it.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
Yeah.
Love a nice decoration. Yeah, we were in Boston last week for our final show, and it was truly a spectacular.
It was.
We called it the Holiday Spectacular, and that it was. It was our biggest show yet, about 1,600 people. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, we almost burst into tears walking right on stage. Like, we looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, are we about to start sobbing right now while looking into this crowd? It's really a feeling unlike any other. So thank you guys so much who came to the show, and thank you to all our listeners. I wrote this on Instagram last night, and not to get too sappy, but it's true. Like, we wouldn't be able to do any of the cool things that we get to do or put on any of the shows that we do without all our listeners. So thank you guys so much for supporting us over the years, because it's only gotten bigger and better, and that's thanks to you guys. It really was just such a crazy feeling, and just so cool. Like, I can't even put it into words. But we did have something hysterical happen at this show that we did not talk about on stage.
Yeah.
And it is so fucking funny.
So we had a competition, a sweepstakes.
Yes, a sweepstakes
was run for 2 tickets to come to the Boston show, travel, hotel, the whole shebang. It was a Rumhaven sponsored sweepstakes, and we had talked about it. We had talked about it on the show, and it had been sent to us a few times, because on the website, it was not a website that was under our control, that we could change ourselves. And we flagged it to them and said, this says win a trip to see the Chicks. And while, yes, we are the Chicks, we are not the artists formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, which is now the Chicks. They dropped the Dixie of the Chicks. And lo and behold, and this was weeks ago, we were like, look, we don't want to confuse people. Like, we flagged it to them, hoping it was changed. Obviously, it was never changed, because we get to the show and word spreads from people around the crowd. We have some friends and family around that were speaking with these 2 lovely older women who had traveled from North Carolina to see the Chicks. They were walking in. They were ready for a little country music. They were going to be serenaded. They were going to be sitting, and they had to be told, oh no, ma'ams, this is a podcast show for Chicks in the Office. You were at the wrong show. And they were like, oh, no, they were down for whatever, clearly. And it was funny enough, we actually ended up meeting them in the hotel lobby the next day after the show.
Yeah, I was in the elevator with them. Coincidentally, I got into the elevator with a bunch of signs from the show. And these 2 women, they were like, you were at because I never got to see them.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you were at the show last night. And then they were like, oh, wait, you are part of the show. Yeah. And I said, yes, I am. Were you guys at the show last night? And they were like, yeah, we're the 2 women that thought we were going to see the Dixie Chicks. And we ended up at your podcast show. And I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And they were like, no, it's fine. We had no idea what the hell you were talking about on stage, but we had a good time. And I was like, I am so sorry. day, and they were like, no, we're not even really big fans of the Dixie Chicks. Like,
Yeah.
we just thought, oh, we won. Why not have a little getaway? And so they were great spirits about it. But I felt so bad because I thought, oh my God, it was not under our control of who got. It was randomized winners.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for, two of our fans who could have won the spot. And I felt bad for them for having to fucking listen to us for 2.5 hours.
Those two ladies had a great time. They were like, look, we really, we just like really wanted to come on a trip to Boston. We were like, okay.
Yeah, just absolutely incredible. Like, things you just can't write in a script happening. Like, it's truly
my God.
a Curb episode. Like, they show up and they're like, oh my God, the Dixie Chicks. And it's us.
Yep. And they listened for like 2.5 hours to us.
It was our longest show yet.
It was. We really were yapping up there. I think like the adrenaline took over my body so much when we went out on stage. And then like I started to crash so hard towards the end. I was like, I'm fading fast. But the excitement, and Trent was there, and Trent came out, and everybody we love to see Trent. We haven't seen Trent in a while, so it was great. We're on stage. It felt like we were just catching up with a friend for a while, and then like I'm looking at my watch being like, ooh, we can't just like catch up with Trent the way we want to on stage right now. We have a whole rest of the show to do.
Yeah, it was a long show. Usually, well, to give a little background info, we say the show starts at 7:30. We get updates of how many people are in the theater.
Yeah.
So we don't start the show until we get an
We're
update.
almost at capacity.
Almost at capacity because
or tickets sold.
Yeah, for the tickets that are sold, because we'll get an update at 7:30 being told there's only 57% of the people that are online are in the theater. There's still people online.
Outside,
There's still people online
we
waiting.
Don't want to start before.
Yeah, so we don't want to start the show before everybody online can get inside and get seated. So we started around 8 and we get off the stage. It's almost 10:30. I'm like, holy shit, we've never done a show this long. But it was really incredible. Camille was so funny. Camille Caustic was just absolutely incredible. And Trent, always a delight, always a treat. He came out as Santa. People truly just thought we had a random Santa until he, pulled his little beard down.
Until he lifted that luggage over his head.
And the luggage went in the air and people knew this is Trent. But what a great time. What a great tour. Truly one of my favorites, if not my favorite tour we've ever done. So, a little break going forward until we, people have been asking if we'll do other cities soon. That'll be in the beginning of the summer, the very beginning of the summer. We will have some sort of announcement to talk about that. Surviving Barstool started last week. For the people who maybe have not watched, you can watch on all platforms. It's on the Barstool YouTube channel. The schedule's out there. There's 3 more episodes this week. And it started last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I feel like I keep explaining what the show is because I've had people DM me being like, what is Surviving Barstool? It's just Survivor, Barstool edition, 24 contestants living in the Chicago office competing against each other for $250,000. It started last week, but we will do a full recap of last week's episodes during Weekly Watch Report, and we'll do that on Mondays going forward so that we could talk about all 3 episodes of the week. But yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I was in Minneapolis this weekend, and I just got the best taste of Minnesota nice that I haven't gotten in a while. We went out to dinner Saturday night, and it was we're visiting for Joe's dad's birthday, and so we're celebrating, and we go in and we go to the bar, and we're waiting for our table to be ready. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to have a nice martini. It's going to be great. I order my martini. Joe orders a Negroni. The bartender kind of looks at me. And she goes, can I see some ID? And now I pulled a bonehead move of leaving my whole wallet in my apartment. I made it on the plane. I made it back to New York. But because we were traveling from Boston, I had a different bag, and I didn't bring the same bag with me to Minneapolis. And so as we're like in the airport going there, I was like, oh my God, I didn't put my wallet into this bag. So I didn't have it. So I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, I don't have it. And so I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I actually don't have my ID. I'm traveling from New York. I forgot my wallet. Like, I have a picture of it. I have a picture of like whatever. I'm like, I'm 30 years old. She's like, no, sorry, can't do it. Refuse to serve me. We go to sit down at the table. She tells every person in the restaurant, like every other employee. She tells every waiter. I'm like, she was ready to take me down. She was like, that girl is not having a sip of alcohol tonight. She told the manager. She told every waiter. She told everybody, like literally not to serve me. And it was so funny. The manager came over to the table and she's looking at me like this, the smile on her face. And I'm going, oh, I'm like, I just, I'm 30 years old. Like, I'm here. We're here celebrating my father-in-law's birthday. Like, I can show you so many.
Are you holding up your wedding rings? Like, hey,
I'm married. No,
like,
well, Joe, at this point, Joe's like, my wife.
Yeah.
And she's smiling like this. I'm so sorry. We can't, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, oh, I was like, and then at that point I was like, you know what? It's so fine. I'll have a Diet Coke. I'll have my dinner. Like, we'll go home, whatever. But like the smile on her face, just to be like, yeah, sorry. The Minnesota liquor license requires us to see a physical form of ID where there's nothing we can do. I was just like, oh my God, stop smiling at me.
Yeah.
Just like, if you're going to like say I can't have a drink, just be like, sorry, no, and walk away. Like, I'd rather you be rude to me.
Right.
Than like smile ear to ear and look at me and be like, no, you're not drinking tonight, honey.
Because you thought, like, if she's walking over with a smile, like, she might be like, okay, we're gonna,
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
No, because in New York, they would just stare at you like this with a stone-cold face and be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, there would be no sorry, blah, blah, blah. They'd
No,
just be like,
totally.
not happening.
I was like, I'd rather you just say, sorry, honey, you're
Damn.
getting nothing tonight. But yeah, on one hand, it is flattering because I'm like, yeah, you really think I look that young, huh? Or I'm like, okay. But the bartender was like, yeah, anybody under 30, anybody we think could be under 35, we must card. And I was like, all right, I mean, I am under 35.
Yeah, you are under 35.
But like,
damn.
the drinking age isn't 35. The drinking age is 21.
Right. Right.
Like, what an absurd rule.
Yeah. Did she card Joe?
She did.
Oh, okay.
She did. He remembered his ID. Traveling, remembered his whole wallet. But yeah, you could imagine flying through the airport. Like, my heart was beating out of my chest because I felt like I was just like
living on the edge.
Exactly. Like, as we were waiting, going through, because we have Delta ID. So I was like, okay, leaving, I was like, this isn't going to be an issue. But coming back through Minneapolis, I was like, sometimes you go through Clear, you get the random screening and whatever. And so I'm waiting in line and there's like 10 people in front of me. My heart is beating out of my chest. I'm like, am I going to make it through security? Am I going to make it through security? I walk up to the Clear machine, scans my eyes, and it goes, bing. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
What a relief.
I'm like, I'm making it home.
Yeah.
I was literally afraid. I was like, going to be like, guys, I'm stuck in Minneapolis. Like, I don't.
No, security's more lenient than a bar.
Yeah.
If you have pictures of yourself and like whatever, like they'll.
And it's happened to my friends before where they're like, no, that's happened to me before. And they just ask you a few questions. They want some proof. Like, you obviously got to Minneapolis.
Yeah. If you got TSA pre and clear and you have everything,
you're
like.
And they have all the technology to look me up in the system and be like, okay, no, she can get on this airplane.
Yeah, they're more lenient than the Minnesota bar, apparently.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
So were you able to have a drink at all at any bars?
No, well, then I was terrified to even. Joe was like, should we walk to a bar and like try and get a drink? I'm like, why take the risk?
You're just gonna smile in my face and tell me
why
no.
Take the risk? I'm like, I don't think I can get rejected from another bar tonight.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just go home. I can have a glass of wine in the comfort of your brother's house. You know.
Yeah. The rejection is too much to bear.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Well, I'm glad you made it back to New York because that would have been quite unfortunate if you got stuck there. All right, let's get into the topics for the show. It's the end of the Eras Tour. Officially has come to an end. The last show in Vancouver last night. Golden Globe nominations are officially out. There was some drama between Barry Keoghan and Sabrina Carpenter. They split. Who knows what happened there. Some heavy Jay-Z accusations. We'll probably just read
Not good.
Not good. We'll probably just read the facts that have been put out there because this shit is crazy. And we'll get into the weekly watch report. So let's get into it. Guys, it is okay if you didn't get all your holiday shopping done as early as you hoped, because Way makes it easy to give way better gifts this holiday. If you want to gift someone the gift of great hair, smooth, silky hair, all different kinds of products, then you got to check out Way. Their hair and body products are specifically designed to customize a routine that works for you and personalize a gift for everyone on your list. I've been using Way for 7+ years at this point. Way is the absolute best. I use Way leave-in conditioner religiously. I use their shampoo and conditioner. I use their body scrubs, their body creams. It's all endless. They have seriously the greatest products. And also on top of that, if you use a lot of product in your hair, whether you're doing a slick back bun, pony, whatever it is, you can use that detox shampoo, which cleanses the product buildup that sometimes we get from doing those different hairstyles. I put a lot of hairspray in my hair when I'm doing curls to get that buildup out. I like using a nice detox shampoo. So get on your way to save for the holiday. Go to THEOUAI.com for 15% off site-wide and enter promo code CHICKS. That's THEOUAI.com for 15% off with code CHICKS. So last night was the end of the Eras tour, the end of all of Taylor Swift's shows in Vancouver. I saw a hilarious...
The end of an era, some might say.
Yeah, that is true. I saw a hilarious clip that was like the Hannah Montana video where she was like, "Good night, I wish I could stay all night." And then she throws the mic. She's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here." Yeah. Or she doesn't say fuck because it was Hannah Montana. But yeah. I could imagine Taylor Swift saying that at the end of those shows. Really incredible. The tour's been going on for almost 2 years now, which is really insane. Add on a year of rehearsing and planning before that. This is like a 3-year
crazy
a 3-year thing going on with Taylor. She must be so exhausted. Hard for your body to comprehend all of that coming to an end when you're used to doing it. You're used to practicing every day, getting on stage, this city, that city, and then it all comes to an end and you're like, whoa. But really incredible. Truly what she's accomplished with this entire tour. And I feel like it'll be replicated, or, people will want to replicate it for years and years and years to come. People will be talking about this to their kids, their grandkids. Like it's just going to go on forever. Even though it's over, people will be talking about it forever.
I know. Really, it's so impressive, such a feat. Some of these statistics that are coming out now, some of the numbers that they're publishing about the tour because it is finally over is just mind-blowing. These numbers, the New York Times posted some of the numbers provided by the Taylor Swift touring. The Eras tour sold a total of $2,077,618,725 worth of tickets. That is so, like, $2 billion?
$2 billion.
Billion with a B.
That's insane. That is just a crazy, crazy, crazy amount of money. Just a number that's hard to comprehend.
The crew's getting a nice Christmas bonus.
Right. End of the year too.
As they should.
It's December, end of the year. Christmas is gonna be real nice.
Yeah.
For the whole Taylor Swift crew and family. But that's just, wow, that is hard to even comprehend, but it makes so much sense. I mean, there were so many shows, so many people, 60,000 people. Like, it's insane.
2 billion, 10,168,008 fans attended the concerts. Ticket price average was $204. I'd like to challenge.
That's a lie.
Excuse me, challenge?
That seems like a huge lie.
Challenge.
Yeah.
$204? I would have been at every show if they were $204.
If that was the case, people wouldn't be, talking about how hard it was to get tickets.
I know. The biggest single night's attendance was in your favorite city, Melbourne.
I was in Melbourne. Classic.
96,006 people.
Holy.
And then Taylor's 8 nights playing in Wembley drew 753,112 people. it's just so much. And we saw the stats as she was traveling from city to city, right? Like cities would put out, oh, the Eras Tour generated this much in tourism for the city, and this much, it brought in this much business for the city for the weekend, and like all these things. And it's just so much money. I remember New Orleans was like such a big one. I remember like New Orleans had said how much money was brought into this, like just was being spent in the city that weekend, and the tourism and everything that was happening. It's just what a feat. And it looked like some great shows in Vancouver. I thought it was really sweet. Like Gracie Abrams had some final parting thoughts also for Taylor in the last. She like had a little prepared moment, which was really nice. It's sad. I'm sad Travis couldn't be there, and I know I saw like people on Twitter just like crack me up that are like, oh, like I really would, and yeah, I wish Travis could be there too, but like. He played Sunday Night Football. There's literally no way around that.
No, and I saw people being like, how dare the NFL schedule this game?
Right.
But it was so funny because people were watching the post-game interviews with Travis, and they were like, you could see it on his face. He knows what's happening at the show right now, and he wants to get back to watch a live stream, which, you know, I'm sure is possible. Like,
no, totally.
I feel like everyone can relate to that situation where you're like in a spot where you like know something else is going on that you need to get back to, but you're just like, yeah, this is how I played.
I also could not be more in on
what a beautiful ornament behind my head. I just realized.
That is a pretty one. A little pink sparkly ball.
I love that. Sorry, I just bumped into it. I just realized.
Is it the one ornament on the whole
it's
tree?
It's literally the one ornament on the whole tree. A pink little sparkly ball.
Very cute. Very cute.
Glinda.
I know. I should put a green one back here.
Oh my God.
I do have my Defying Gravity Saquon Barkley t-shirt on today.
Wow.
On sale in the Barstool Sports Store.
Go buy it.
Wait, what was I saying?
Sorry, I'm so
no, you're fine.
That's so
a very
cute.
It is a very cute ornament. Oh, I was going to say, I am so in on the Tay voodoo. Like last week's New Heights, Jason like kind of joked about it with the Chiefs because they just keep finding ways to win, and everyone's like, when will this magic end? And Travis like starts laughing because Jason's like, well, you know, and Travis is like, oh, don't bring this up again, the whole Tay voodoo there, and they laughed about it, whatever. But after last night's game too, the last night of the Eras Tour, and you're telling me it's just a coincidence that kick to win the game doinked off the post and went in for them to win. I'm like, I think I'm all in on the Tay voodoo. She has that kind of power. You know?
I agree. I wish she had the power to wake me up right now, because I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I need to address my energy on this podcast right now, because I feel like I've been just talking like this, and I'm like, seriously, this little sparkly ball behind me
brought me a lot of excitement.
Like my energy level right now is so low, and I know both of our energies are low right now because we're in the same fucking hat.
We are.
And like whenever
it's a
hat day, and like I just need to address the fact that my energy is so low right now, and I just want to get out ahead of it, you know what I mean? Like, just for the people listening, like, I got low energy, okay? You're not gonna see me doing high kicks and splits like you usually do on this podcast, because my energy is in the fucking toilet.
That's okay. It's the end of the year. It's Monday.
I feel like somebody, like, you know, instead of pumping me with air, okay, that was a motion that shouldn't have been done.
Yeah.
Instead of pumping me with air,
they're deflated
it, even though I did fucking jack shit all weekend. You know when sometimes you do nothing?
It makes it worse sometimes.
Sorry, this is just a random tangent, but I just felt like I had to address the fact that I was being like monotone. When you do nothing all weekend and then you get stuck in the nothingness.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
you don't exert any energy.
And it's like I'm trying to pump myself back up right now.
And then it just rolls over till Monday. Rolls over to the next day. But
I've had a matcha too. It did shit.
Wow.
It did shit.
Well,
it did nothing.
Sometimes you need a little bit something a little stronger.
And I ordered a matcha with vanilla cold foam on top. A place near my apartment that I really enjoy. It's a good place. It's a popular place on TikTok because they do the Cinnabons.
Oh.
The Hive, it's called. Uh-huh. But I ordered a matcha. It was a peppermint matcha. It's a specialty on the menu. It's the only specialty one they had. And I ordered it with vanilla cold foam.
A little winter.
A little winter matcha.
Yeah.
And it came with the vanilla cold foam in a separate cup. So it was like two things came and I was like, oh, did I accidentally order two? And then I looked and it was just a whole thing of vanilla cold foam in one cup.
I kind of like that though.
And then one thing of matcha, and then like I had to scoop the vanilla cold foam and put it into the matcha.
Yeah. But I kind of like because you can control how much you want to put in it.
I guess, but it just
Slash,
felt
like if it's also being delivered, you know, it's you don't get it and like the cold foam's already completely
right. That is
melted into the drink. You know,
you're answering all the questions I had because I was like, why? And now I have to dirty a spoon and take the fucking cold foam out and put it on.
Yeah.
And now I gotta, wash
an
this.
extra step for you, but
I gotta wash this damn spoon when I get home.
If you really think about it, a worthwhile step.
It was a worthwhile step. Anyways, enough. Sorry. Moving back to Taylor.
No, she, who knows what could happen with if the Eras Tour is over. Let's see what happens to the Chiefs. If they start losing. No, I'm just kidding. I won't put that energy out there for the Chiefs fans. They're winning these games, but them laughing about it on New Heights made me laugh because that's such a brotherly like thing to do as well, to be like, oh, you guys keep pulling this off. It's Taylor's at the game. Something's going on. But
I've got
what a
the
show
power.
She does. What an end to quite the last few years. And I wonder what kind of vacation she's going to go on.
If people are watching on YouTube, you could see the way that my mouth opened and the way I was about to grab this mic and say the exact same thing. Because
God, it's got to be a good one.
That's where our brains go.
Yeah.
What kind of vacation?
Seriously, I'm like, she's got to be going on vacation.
Right. Who's not going to go on vacation after that?
Yeah.
I've been thinking to
I
myself.
hope she's got the trip of a goddamn lifetime
Because I was thinking to myself, like, where hasn't she been?
Yeah.
And because she's traveled to everywhere, maybe she'll go to South Africa.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
The world is her oyster. She can go wherever she wants.
What kind of? Maybe she'll go to the Maldives.
Yeah. If I'm her, I want to park my ass on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, sadly, Travis won't be able to join her until he's done with football.
Well, I'm thinking in March.
Wait. Yeah.
March to fucking September. Right. They'll go on.
I mean, end of February, they're free to go unless. I mean, that's the longest it could go. His Super Bowl is February 9th this season, so head right out of there.
What do you think about your Eagles?
Oh, I
let's talk football.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited they're winning. I actually don't have much to say about this game because the worst case scenario happened to me on the plane home as well. A lot of travel talk for me today, but I flew home Sunday. My flight was 1:00.
We know every detail.
Yeah, you know my entire itinerary.
We know your whole itinerary. No, I love it.
At 1 p.m., which they're an hour behind, so it's 2 p.m. So I'd watched basically almost the first half on my phone. And then the plane takes off. No, it was a TV that did have live TV. It had it on the way to Minneapolis. But on the way back, wasn't working. No Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi didn't work the whole flight. TV didn't work the whole flight. So I'm sitting in my seat with like my thumb in my ass, being like, "What's going on in the just being like, I have no idea what's happening." I had to pull out my book to distract me, and Joe was like, "Calm down," because I was like, I'm sitting there with I'm like, I guess I have to fucking read my book.
Right, and you're not even focusing on what's on the page.
No. So I was flying blind. It was really like I had to wait until we landed. I could turn my phone back on to see and at that point I was like, oh, cool, they won. So, and I got all I also, my phone opened to like 280 texts because of my dad's side of the family talks about the Eagles games all day long in a group chat. So tried to kind of catch up from reading those, but I really couldn't see anything from the second half. I had just seen that they won. So obviously now I can put my t-shirt on. Saquon Barkley did have a great game. I saw that. Breaking Eagles records, which has got to be, not to pile on because it's an unnecessary jab for me, and I won't because that's bad karma. But
seems like you're about to.
I preface it so. I won't do it, but at the same time, it's got to be tough for the Giants fans out there, you know? It's something that I don't even bring up with my Giant fan friends. Like, it's just like, I don't need to poke the bear.
Yeah.
At that point.
Right.
And it's that's fair.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
And even me bringing, that's all that's it. But what a guy.
Do you feel that way after seeing him at the club that one time?
Couldn't love him more. I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fair.
That moment's completely gone from my mind.
Fair. We'll just, hey, he's a good player.
Yeah, no, he's breaking records, rushing yard records for a season for the Eagles. I actually don't think he was even there that night. I think that was maybe a Saquon Barkley lookalike, and we got duped.
Saquon Barkley lookalike that was making out with every girl in the club.
Yeah, I think we got duped that night.
Yeah. To be clear, the way we're talking, sounds like we were making out with Saquon Barkley. That's
no. Oh, well, my God, I didn't think that's what it sounded like.
Well, because we're like, we got duped. Sounds like.
No. Well, I'm just, I really can't confirm or deny if he was there that night now.
Right. So true. You have your guys back.
Yeah, 100%.
Have your guys back there.
100% I do. But yeah, I couldn't watch the whole second half, so wasn't don't have
Well, I'm sorry for you.
Too many game thoughts. Well, I know.
I'm glad they won then.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been that would have been unfortunate. Did you see the clips of Taylor's parents after night one when she played the mom songs? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that was so sweet.
So many beautiful clips.
Really, I know. It was
Scott embracing Austin going in for a hug.
Yeah, Never Grow Up and Best Day mashup for the piano mashup. Oh my God, I'd be crying my eyes out in the moment.
Raising
Taylor Swift. Yeah, I know.
Like, imagine being a parent and your kid is Taylor Swift.
I know.
Or like any superstar. You're like, how did I raise this superstar?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so true.
It's like
valid.
They're superhumans in themselves.
You're like, how did we make this?
Right. It's just like you're like probably like
so impressive,
so confused with yourself,
and then at the same time you're like, where did this come from? Because I don't have it.
Right. This isn't me.
Yeah.
That's special.
I know. It really is.
Anyway.
It really is. Taylor, we're, congratulations, Taylor.
Coming from the Chicks in the Office, congrats on a great tour.
Yeah, it could be the Chicks in the Office, or it could be the Chicks, whichever you prefer.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
If you wanna look at us a different way, that's, go for it.
Exactly.
I have the hairiest ankles right now. I really do. I really gotta shave those things. God.
It's the winter,
It's like my hair on my legs only grows in one spot.
It's the lower leg. It always is.
It's the ankle, and then the rest of it is completely fine.
Well, because that's where it just comes in the most coarse and dark.
And it's like
is in those spots.
They're rubbing against each other right now, and I can feel it. And it's out of control. All right, moving along. Golden Globe nominations are out, and I just have to say I got to catch up on all these movies, it seems, because there's so many nominations and I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
Also, so many movies that I just haven't even heard of.
Right. So we'll start off with best motion picture drama, A Complete Unknown.
Yeah, that's the Timothy Chalamet football expert.
By the way, my sister,
college football expert Timothy Chalamet.
My sister, biggest Timothy Chalamet fan.
Yeah.
She sends me the video of him, and she's like, I mean, how hot does he look here? And I'm like, every time, it's just like Timothy Chalamet is so not my sister's type.
Yeah,
you know that too.
Yeah,
that's what she likes. Guys like Thor.
Yeah,
Timothy Chalamet is not my sister's type.
Yep.
So it always cracks me up. Conclave, Dune Part 2. Timothy Chalamet having a big year.
Yeah.
Nickel Boys. September 5th, 5. September 5. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's pronounced September 5?
I'm going to go September 5. There's no little TH on there.
Right. September 5, and then The Brutalist.
I've not heard of Dune Part 2 and A Complete Unknown. I mean, I saw Dune Part 2, and A Complete Unknown isn't out yet. But that's how much I've been paying attention to
No, I think some of these
to
things.
that world of
I think
movies.
they fly under the radar.
Yeah,
Then you have best. Oh my god, why can't I say best today? Best motion picture, musical or comedy. A Real Pain. I really want to see this one.
Yeah.
This is Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg. The Challengers with Zendaya. I am shocked. I loved this movie, but I did not think it was going to see award nominations. Did you?
Challengers is one to me that slips in for the Golden Globes because they like break up the categories a little bit. I don't know. I did not expect this to be a nominated movie either.
I did not. The Substance with Margaret Qualley. I heard this movie's really good.
Yeah, Kelly was talking about this at our desk the other day, and this is probably one of the from the way she was describing it. Really, I don't know if I would have slapped this in the musical and comedy category. Right? Like the way they were talking about it sounded like
it was disturbing.
Yeah.
And not in musical or comedy.
Right.
So
it's if you Google the Substance movie, the genre that comes up for it is horror sci-fi, which is, synonym musical comedy.
Right. I think maybe they got confused here or they just threw it in because it doesn't seem like, even the picture, the cover does not seem like it matches.
Musical comedy.
Is this what it's going back to, the length of the film? Remember when we talked about The Bear and where it's categorized?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a 2 hour and 20 minutes. So it's like, well, how does that not fall into drama? Sometimes I feel like they want to nominate more movies, and because they just have so many slots for drama, they're just like, let's just toss this one in musical or comedy.
Yeah, nobody will
so that
notice.
It can get nominated.
Right.
But you're telling me the genre's horror sci-fi and it belongs in musical or comedy?
That's confusing. And guess what, Golden Globes? We notice.
Yeah. I think it happens every year with the Golden Globes, though. I think you could say that with a few of these movies.
Yeah, Amelia Perez was nominated.
Yeah.
Nora, Wicked. Obviously, we're big Wicked fans here, and we're going to be screaming Wicked from the top of our lungs about how they should win every award. And meanwhile, we know that that's not realistic.
Yeah.
A lot of these movies deserve praise and deserve awards. And just because we haven't seen them doesn't mean that they're not fantastic.
Yeah.
I've heard
amazing things about Nora.
Yeah, so have I. I got to see a lot of these movies because I don't want to be the person that's saying Wicked should win every award when I haven't seen the other movies.
Totally.
I'm not trying to be that jackass.
Yep.
So I've never... Ever.
I'm not trying to be that jackass.
I've literally never said the word jackass. And for some reason in that moment, I thought this is the perfect time to use the word jackass.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put it in my vocabulary more.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Jackass. You use jackass?
I like jackass. Yeah, I do sometimes.
You should stop being a jackass. Yeah. Because I usually just go asshole. But jackass.
Jackass works too, for sure.
Yeah. I liked that. Anyways, moving on.
Animated movies: Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. People fucking loved The Wild Robot. I know that was like the only one I saw was Inside Out 2, but I do want to see The Wild Robot. I know people loved that movie.
I've seen people love that. I've seen people not like Moana 2.
Yeah. Big box office numbers for Moana 2, but. I saw some stuff on TikTok. It's not Lin-Manuel did not do the music for this one, right? Is that don't make me sound like a jackass.
I was gonna say you're making me look like a jackass.
No,
put me on the spot.
That's what I had seen. I had seen that, and then the Golden Globes did add that cinematic and box office achievement category now for like just the movies that do really well that people love, which is Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, Deadpool and Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, Twisters, and Wicked and The Wild Robot. So there is some overlap. They get nominated in other categories, but then like this is the category that they like put Deadpool and Wolverine in because it just did so well at the box office. But isn't in the other categories. Female actor in a motion picture drama, Pam Anderson got one for The Last Showgirl. I really want to see that.
So do I.
Angelina Jolie for Maria, Nicole Kidman, Baby Girl, Tilda Swinton, The Room Next Door, Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here, and Kate Winslet for Lee.
What a stacked
cast.
That is. Not cast, but nominees.
Yeah, totally. Male actor in a motion picture drama, Adrian Brody for The Brutalist. Timothy Chalamet, Complete Unknown.
Can I cut you off real
Yeah,
quick?
you can.
Adrian Brody
Yeah.
is a guy that I always hear his name. This may be like, and I'm sure I've seen him a ton.
Yeah.
But right now is the first time I'm seeing his name attached to his face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Adrian Brody, like I have always heard his name, but like for some reason, I'm always thinking Adam Brody. Who's Adam Brody? Adam Brody is
Seth Cohen.
Yes, right. Adam Brody is Nobody Wants This.
Yeah.
So my brain always goes Adam Brody, Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody is like, he's been in a ton of stuff, and somehow my brain only ever goes back to King Kong. And the 2005 King Kong with Jack Black and Naomi Watts. That's like when I think Adrian Brody, like that's the movie that comes up in my mind. I don't know if that happens for other people, but that's the movie that I think of. Then you have Daniel Craig for Queer. That's the movie he has with Rafe.
Yeah, Drew Starkey.
Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. Ray Fiennes for Conclave. And Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, where he's playing Donald Trump. He got another nomination too for I think in TV or another movie one. Female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy: Amy Adams, Night Bitch, Cynthia Erivo, Wicked, Carlos Sofia Gasson for Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison and Nora, Demi Moore, The Substance, Zendaya, Challengers. Zendaya is great in that movie. But once again, these are all other movies I just have not seen. It's crazy. I'm like, what the hell is Night Bitch?
It sounds awesome.
Amy Adams and Night Bitch?
Sounds like a movie I want to see.
Sounds great. What movie is that?
Right. Yeah. Amy Adams in Night Bitch sounds like
the
a
other
movie
ones
we
like
would
I've
love.
at least heard of or like seen billboards for, like whatever. But this one not. And then male actor, motion picture, musical, or comedy: Jesse Eisenberg for A Real Pain, Hugh Grant for Heretic, Gabrielle LaBelle for Saturday Night, Jesse Plemons for Kinds of Kindness. Jesse Plemons is always that, every year you can count on whatever project he was in that year, whether it was a movie or a TV show, that guy's getting nominated.
And he's transformative.
Yeah, he is.
Like his body.
And it's like always for another project that I just haven't heard of either.
His body is always changing shape with his roles.
He's
am I having
actor.
the correct?
No, he's married to Kirsten Dunst. He's from Friday Night Lights. The same. Yeah, Glenn Powell, Hitman. And then Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. So Sebastian Stan got nominated in the drama category and the musical comedy category.
A big year for Sebastian Stan, but also a big year
for
Glenn Powell.
Glenn. That's a good one. He's good in Hitman.
Snap.
Yeah.
Probably won't win, but it's great to be nominated.
No, but you just got to be pumped. Especially, like, I don't know, for a movie like that, I think you feel like you're just, like, pumped to be nominated.
Glenn Powell. If I'm Glenn Powell, I'm like, I'm not fucking winning this, but I'm like, hyped right now.
Yeah, exactly. Female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture: Selena Gomez, Amelia Perez, Ariana Grande, Wicked, Felicity Jones, The Brutalist, Margaret Qualley, The Substance, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. So Selena and Zoe both in here. Ariana, of course, we're rooting for, like, screaming from the rooftops. She was so fucking good.
No, I've seen the discussion online because people keep saying Ariana Grande, but people have been saying wait until you see Zoe Saldana in Amelia Perez. That's been the one that people have gone back at with Ariana Grande. So I'm like, damn, I got to see this Amelia Perez movie because if Zoe Saldana sweeps in with the win here, I want to know if I agree or disagree.
Right. I'm intrigued also by the movie too because I think you can watch it on Netflix, but Selena being nominated, and like last night there were so many stories coming out of another fellow actor criticizing her performance because of her Spanish. And like they were just saying that it was like so bad. And Selena had kind of responded back being like, I did the best I could do with the time that I have. I think she like wrote back on TikTok or something. And then it turned into the actor being like, "Oh, that was harsh, like whatever." So, but I mean, nominated.
I don't put that into the fault of Selena though. Yeah, I put that into the fault of the people making the movie, watching Selena perform. It should say, "Hey, that's not how it goes." Right? It's like, at what point is it not her fault?
Yeah. No, that's fair. Male actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Yura Borisov for Nora. Kieran Culkin in Real Pain. So both Kieran and Jesse Eisenberg nominated. Edward Norton in Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist. Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Denzel Washington, Gladiator 2. Everybody fucking loved Denzel in that movie. And then director Jacques. God, man, the directors' names are gonna get me here. Jacques Audiard. It's obviously French. Amelia Perez, and my French is not great, so my apologies.
We didn't expect your French to be great.
Sean Baker, Honora, Edward Berger, Conclave, Bradley Corbett, The Brutalist, Coralie Fargate, The Substance, Payal Kapadia, All We Imagine as Light. No John M. Chu. Sad.
Dang.
He put, quite a feat he accomplished, I thought.
No respect.
For directing. Jesse Eisenberg, I didn't realize, wrote A Real Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. He got nominated for Best Screenplay as well. And then that's kind of, then we have some songs that were nominated. And then we go into TV because the Golden Globes do both.
Mm-hmm.
Television series drama, The Day of the Jackal, The Diplomat, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, Squid Game.
Why? Has Squid Game come out yet? The second season, it hasn't come out yet, no?
Did it?
No, I feel like I would have watched.
I would have too.
I watched the first Squid Game. I would have watched the second season. People would be talking about it.
It says the premiere's the 26th.
Of December?
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow, so that's so interesting. Yeah, it's December 26th. So they all watched it before or something?
Right. You guys got a pre-screening?
Yeah.
Because none of us, where's the critic reviews?
Right.
We haven't seen it.
That's so interesting.
I mean, that happens with movies too. It's more shocking when it happens with TV
for TV.
Because I assume these people are seeing the movies. I don't assume they're getting like the extended 10-episode cut of Squid Game.
Yeah.
I guess they are.
The Korean smash hit, which remains Netflix's most watched show of all time, has been nominated in the Best Television Series Drama category. Squid Game Season 2 doesn't launch until Boxing Day, December 26th, but qualifies for the Globes. TV shows in hopes of nominations this year have to premiere by December 31st, meaning Squid Game just about qualifies. Shows were required to have made their shows available in advance to all Golden Globe voters on the Golden Globe screening platform, either before they premiere at the time of the initial broadcast or by November 4th. Jamie Foxx's nominated Netflix special, What Had Happened is also yet to premiere, which comes out tomorrow. So, yeah, I guess the Golden Globes voters all got to watch before us, and they said, slap it on there. These are some great shows this year. I know that they moved Shogun over because it sounds like they're going to do another series, so it's not just limited. And then we have musical or comedy, Abbott Elementary, The Bear, The Gentleman, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building. Pumped for Nobody Wants This. What a great first season. I'm glad that they got nominated.
I'm proud of them.
Right? Proud of them.
Way to go. I talk about them like I'm proud of them. Like, I don't.
Way to go, Aaron Foster.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's
pumped for you.
Good for them. Good for them.
Limited series, Baby Reindeer, Disclaimer, Monsters, The Lyle and Eric Menendez Story, The Penguin, Ripley, True Detective, Night Country. I thought very interesting that The Penguin did get put into this category because I know there was maybe some rumbles about them doing another season, but I feel like when you get put into this category, it's like you must have confirmed somewhere that this is the only season. You know?
Yeah, I never thought of it like that, but
unless there's some other kind of thing. But I just feel like the way the Penguin fits into like the Batman universe that they are doing with Robert Pattinson and everything, like maybe it really will only be the only thing. But God, the Penguin was so fucking good. So I hope that they get recognized for that. Female actor, drama, Kathy Bates, Emma Darcy, Maya Erskine for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Keira Knightley, Kerry Russell, and Anna Sawai, which was Shogun. Sawai. She was fantastic. She's so good in Shogun. Shogun could sweep. Maybe not sweep. Jake Gyllenhaal is Male actor in a television series drama, Donald Glover. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jake Gyllenhaal. Gary Oldman, Eddie Redmayne, Hiroyuki Sanada, Billy Bob Thornton. Jake Gyllenhaal in Presumed Innocent was so good.
He was really good.
He really was so good. It makes me want to watch Slow Horses. I know Noah was talking about it for like forever on his Weekly Watch Report. So I'm sure he's probably pumped about this. Female actor, television series, musical or comedy, Kristen Bell, Quinta Brunson, Iowa Beery, Selena Gomez, Katherine Hahn, Jean Smart. What a great group of ladies.
It's tough. It's like everyone's so good. You
I know. That's a great group of ladies. And then here's your guy, Rhea, in male actor, television series, musical or comedy, Adam Brody, not Adrian, Adam. Nobody wants this. Ted Danson, Steve Martin, Jason Segel, Martin Short, Jeremy Allen White. Also another stack.
That is a cast I want to hang out with.
Yeah, right? I'd love to have a dinner with this group of guys.
That's a group.
Honestly, the group of ladies too. Let's put us all together.
Yeah, put them all together.
Yeah, that's
We'll
a
do
good
little
one.
Christmas dinner. Great group of ladies.
Yep.
Great group of guys.
And for limited series for female actor, Kate Blanchett, Jodie Foster, Kristen Milioti for The Penguin, which I think she was so fucking good. Sofia Vergara, Naomi Watts, and Kate Winslet. So Kate Winslet's in TV and movie as well. Also double nominee. And for male, for limited series, Colin Farrell, Richard Gatt, Kevin Kline, Cooper Koch. Is that how you say his name?
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
What? How else?
Well, Cock.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking like that. A CH.
But it's got to be Koch.
A CH, I don't go awk.
Yeah.
Or
Sometimes.
Sometimes though.
Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor
Right.
and Andrew Scott.
Cooper Cock. All right.
Yeah.
My brain didn't even go there.
I just feel like there's a world where sometimes the OCH is like
No, you're so
is an
right.
ock.
You are so right.
Right?
Like in the musical world.
Yeah.
Back in the 1800s.
Bach.
Right. That. When was that?
By the way, I know it's not an OH, but I think Bach is BACH. But the Bach Talk. Have you been on Bach Talk?
Can't say I have.
Oh my God, Rhea. You are missing
Like
out.
Bach or Bach from Wicked?
Bach
From
Wicked. BOQ.
Oh, right. Not Bach the composer.
No, not Bach the
from
composer.
the 1700s.
No. I'm talking Bach. There's this TikTok creator, Molly, and she's just like, this whole sensation has gone viral of people doing just like the way she says Bach. I don't know why. It's just like in the song when Nessa's going, "We belong together, me and Bach."
Yeah.
But like it's like everybody said, like
Right.
The trend is everyone's like, "Me and Bach."
I actually have seen that.
And she's made a million videos about it, and now Bach Talk is a whole big thing. Everybody's talking about Bach Talk. They did a Bach lookalike competition. It was a big day for Bach Talk, and honestly, the kid looked just like Ethan Slater.
And he redid the video that he did on the Today Show
Yep.
or whatever
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I did see that.
And
Originally, I thought you were talking about Bach the composer,
no,
which is why
no.
I said no
In
so
that
fast.
case, I'm literally talking about Bach from Wicked, Bach Talk. It's been wildly entertaining in that sense. And then back into Golden Globes. We've got some supporting female actor in a supporting role. Liza Colin Zayas for The Bear. Hannah Einbinder.
Mm-hmm.
Dakota Fanning, Jessica Gunning, Allison Janney, Kaylee Reese, and then male Tadanobu Asano, Javier Bardem, Harrison Ford, Jack Lowden, Diego Luna, Eben Moss Bachrach. Good, there's that CH.
I was just gonna say
That's the perfect example.
Yes, but I guess an
There's an A,
ACH.
ACH. Maybe the vowel makes a difference. Awk.
Awk.
And not
Awk. Awk. Quack.
Oh, man. Okay, so we'll leave it there for the Golden Globes, but the Golden Globes are going to be great. Golden Globes is Nikki Glaser, right?
Yes, and she was nominated.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pumped for her.
So happy for her.
Gonna be
That's going to
good.
be so entertaining.
This is the time of year when the nominations start to come out, and I say,
Come out.
Come out. Now I'm just stuck with my long O's. Come out. And
I give up.
and I'm like, damn, I got a lot to watch.
I know, we have a lot to put on the
Lot of
list.
movies to clock.
Hey, well, we have a break coming up, so maybe we'll watch a lot of those movies.
Totally.
Listen, we had a lot of fun talking about those Rumhaven sweepstakes and those sweet, sweet older women who came to our show. And if that made you in the mood for a nice little cocktail, specifically a little fall cocktail from Rumhaven, you can pick up your bottle of Rumhaven and make it for yourself. Tropical vibes can be served year-round with Rumhaven, which we've been doing at all of our shows. It's made with real coconut water, no artificial flavors or preservatives for clean and refreshing taste. We had a fun little meet and greet at a bar in Boston where we were serving Rumhaven up and down that bar. It tasted fantastic because you can't beat the taste of real coconut water. I saw all the faces of the girls drinking it. They were like, wow, this is really good, because it is. It's clean and refreshing. It's delicious. And you can make it however you want, straight over ice with a splash of club soda, or you can make our own little fall cocktail. If you go to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice, you can see where to pick up a bottle of Rumhaven or make yourself a little fall cocktail. Whether or not you were able to catch us on the road this fall, you can still make yourself a little fall cocktail at home at rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to get that recipe, or where to pick up a bottle of Rumhaven near you. All right, moving on. Barry and Sabrina Carpenter drama. Barry Keoghan and Sabrina Carpenter, they split up. It was all these rumors about Barry potentially cheating on Sabrina Carpenter with...
Sabrina on Sabrina.
He was Sabrina on Sabrina.
We're all over the place today.
I'm
it's
fighting
so
for
fine.
my life
we
for
are,
my
we
brain
are.
to gather coherent thoughts and sentences.
No, it's so fine.
I really am. And Barry Keoghan is fighting for his life online because people are coming at him. They think he cheated on Sabrina Carpenter with this TikTok influencer, Brecky Hill, who broke her back. Which is a side plot. It's a side plot to the whole thing.
Side plot to the story, but yeah.
And she didn't break it because of Barry. She denied that anything was happening with her and Barry Keoghan.
But she was reposting on TikTok all the videos being like, Barry Keoghan cheated on Sabrina with Brecky Hill. Like, she was reposting the videos.
Well, friend, there's a world out there in which we cannot relate to.
Well, we don't operate in that world.
We do not relate to this at all.
No.
Where there are some
any
people...
press is good press.
Yes. Some people believe that any press is good press, and if there's rumors about them, they fucking love it. They're like, I don't care, like, whatever. We don't operate in that world.
Right.
We don't like that.
Right.
So it's like, you got to think about her, who she's like...
We're far too sensitive for that.
Right.
Far too sensitive.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to get mixed up any of that. I'm not trying to gain followers based off of fucking scandal.
No. They're like on TikTok being like, we don't care what people think, and I'm like me, please.
Yeah, like it's a battle.
Yeah.
So, but these, I don't know if I applaud them or I'm confused by them at the same time, where it's like some people, they truly don't give a fuck. If there's rumors about them, they're going to retweet it. They're going to repost it. They're going to be like, follow me. I'm getting my followers up. Who gives a fuck what people think about me?
Yeah.
Good on you. But you're also going to have people fucking believe all these things about you that are not true.
Right.
And I could see it if you just ignore it, right? Like, if sometimes people say shit and you just ignore it because you're like, well, that's not true. There's no need in even fucking entertaining this. But when you're reposting it, then you're like, oh, you want people to think this happened.
Totally.
You're feeding into
it. Yep.
You sicko.
Yep.
And that's kind of what was happening. But then she denied it, and then she broke her back.
She said like, no. Well, I think she broke her back before.
Yeah.
And then she said that this isn't true. And Barry had to put out a statement on social media. I think he's deleted a lot of his social right now. But he posted on social and said, I can only sit and take so much. My name has been dragged across the internet in ways I usually don't respond to. I have to respond now because it's getting to a place where there are too many lines being crossed. I deactivated my account because I can no longer let this stuff distract from my family and my work. The messages I have received, no person should ever have to read them. Absolute lies, hatred, disgusting commentary about my appearance, character, how I am as a parent, and every other inhumane thing you can imagine. Dragging my character and everything I worked extremely hard for and stand for. Talking about how I was a heroin baby and how I grew up, and dragging my dear mother into it also. Knocking on my granny's door. Sitting outside my baby boy's house, intimidating them. That's crossing a line. Each and every day I work harder to push myself on every level to be the healthiest and strongest person for that boy. I want to provide opportunities for him to learn, fail, and grow. I want him to be able to look up to his daddy, to have full trust in him, and know I will have his back no matter what. I need you to remember he has to read all of this about his father when he is older. Please be respectful to all. Thank you. I mean, the lengths people go when celebrity drama happens like this is so bizarre to me. Like, it really is. Like, I know you can be like, oh man, that's crazy. Now, there are rumors, so we don't even really know what happened. But if you choose to believe, like, oh, he was cheating, like, in what world does that warrant you? I'm talking with my lip gloss because I like
flying out of your hand. No,
getting animated. But in what world does that warrant you sending him a message like talking about his child?
No, it's people really on the internet go through the craziest extremes because at the end of the day, yes, we talk about stuff on this podcast. It's a pop culture podcast. We'll talk about what happened. When we leave this studio, I don't care what happened between Barry Keoghan and Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
You can comment on it. Oh my God, that's crazy. Like, if he did do that, that's fucking so shitty. Like,
no, but
whatever.
We're not direct messaging Barry being like, you fucking piece of shit.
Exactly. It's like people just like go through, like talk about it with your friends. Say, oh, we text each other. Oh my God, can you believe this happened?
There's so
that's
many
so
scenarios
crazy.
that's like keep it in the group chat.
Keep it in your group chat. Send it to your friends. Say, oh my God, this is so fucking crazy. We all have those group chats.
Yeah.
I have many of them where I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking nuts. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And then you just keep it and you don't message the person tearing them apart and threatening their family members and showing up to their homes and doing the craziest shit possible.
Right.
And guys,
there's one thing gossiping about the rumors, but we don't know what actually happened.
Exactly. And this stuff actually happens. Like, I know people see this stuff and think like, oh my God, he's probably being dramatic or whatever. No, like this stuff actually happens. People contact people's family members. They show up in real life. Like, it's crazy. It's extreme. Like, you think like, oh, it's just the internet, walk away, whatever. It's like, no, people take this shit to real life. So it's honestly, it's horrible that it's reached that point. Like if you're just talking about it on the surface, like, damn, that's some crazy drama. That sucks if that happened. But like, don't go start, ripping people's families apart in their real lives. Like, that's just taking it to a new level. And on a complete side note, did you picture him showing up at my granny's door in an Irish accent? Because I did.
Mm-hmm. Granny.
My granny's door.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to throw a joke in there.
No, it's just, it is really crazy. And it's also crazy because, like, this was not the most shocking news, regardless if it's true or not true. The narrative around these two as a couple, like, has been that they have been very on and off, and she's been touring, he's working. It's like they're not together all the time, but when they are actually in the same place, then it's good, and then blah blah blah, whatever. So we have literally no clue. I think just the phenomenon of everyone being so obsessed with Sabrina, and please, 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 and the lyrics right there, she's begging. He's in the video, he's doing the whole thing, and so for people were like, oh my God, the audacity of, like, if this is true and this is, you were there for the the song, but it's just like, also at the end of the day, it's not worth threatening family members over.
For sure. You can say it's crazy and talk about it with your friends and whatever. Exactly. But to go to the lengths that people do, it's like, Sabrina is not going to thank you for doing that. No. You know what I mean? Like, no. I think people genuinely believe their favorites are gonna be like, thank you for like reaching out to them. Like, no, they don't want people doing that. I can imagine.
I can also imagine whatever Brecky Hill's socials look like right now is not good either.
Not great, but sometimes those TikTokers, they just love any kind of...
Yeah, I know. That is true.
Any kind of clout that they can get.
Well, because it's like you're getting those views, especially if you talk about it, making a video talking about it, then that's going to get a ton of views.
And then you'll just get views.
And then you get paid for the video, you know?
And then you just get views doing whatever else in your life because people then start finding you and then they get attached and they start watching everything you do.
Yeah.
And that's just the cycle of TikTok at this point. Do you think TikTok's getting banned?
I just thought about that too. I honestly was reading about it yesterday. Like, I took like a deep dive.
Me too.
Reading articles about it because I saw like a lot of creators making jokes about them having to like go back to their old jobs. And I don't know. I will be really, really shocked if it's actually gone. The way that I was kind of reading about the different scenarios, and like, it seems like obviously they judges pushed through that it still needs to be sold. Like the initial law that said, like, this needs to be, I am speaking with words that I do not know if they are the correct usage of words. I really I start to throw out legal jargon that I'm like, does this make any fucking sense? I don't even know.
And I'm nodding my head, acting like I know what you're talking about.
Regardless, it just sounds like there is a world where this is supposed to happen like right before the inauguration, but post inauguration, it's something that Trump could change or it would take a while, but who knows? Like, it just sounds like something that could get pushed even to the Supreme Court. I saw a professor, it was actually a Georgetown professor that was quoted in this article. I want to say I was reading it on like CNBC or something, and the professor had said they would not be surprised if this did get pushed to the Supreme Court and they took it and they favored on the side of TikTok. So we shall see. But
I guess we shall.
It's the date is fast approaching of when this is supposed to,
January 19th.
Leave the App Store and everything, and when it would happen. So I don't know. It would be crazy though.
It would be insane. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And for the Barry and Sabrina stuff, I mean, they've talked about how they never made it official, and, so who knows what was going on. And, I couldn't tell if he was denying anything in his letter or his note.
Right.
Or if he just was like, more like, leave me alone.
Yeah, I think it was more like these rumors are like, do not warrant you coming for me and my family.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wild. But then there are people that see that and they're like, take him down. Like, they go even further.
It is crazy. It really is crazy.
We gotta, slow down on the internet, but that'll never happen. Okay, serious topic.
Last thing, this came out Sunday night. Not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Just horrendous
accusation
for Jay-Z and Diddy. And
well, the hits keep coming for Diddy, Now,
Diddy's just been a constant flow.
Yeah, and now it's like actually Jay-Z's being named in a lawsuit.
Right, and I think for a while people knew that Beyonce and Jay-Z's names were being thrown out, like something's going to happen. They were all really, great friends, whatever. And I don't know. I don't know. I think this is the first thing to drop about Jay-Z that has made it to
his name actually being publicly included, I think.
Not just like, it's like actually legally being dropped.
Right. So a lawsuit was filed in federal court on Sunday, a civil lawsuit where Jay-Z was accused of drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, said the assault took place at an MTV Video Music Awards after party. According to the accuser, an unidentified female celebrity stood by and watched Combs and Carter take turns raping the minor, and that no one at the party attempted to stop the assaults. NBC News was the first to report the accusations against Carter. The lawsuit was initially filed in October in the District Court of the Southern District of New York, with Combs named to a defendant. It was refiled on Sunday to include Carter. Tony Busby, the Texas attorney who filed the complaint, has filed several lawsuits against Combs in recent months, accusing the hip-hop mogul of physical assault and rape. Busby's lawsuit accused Carter, filing his own lawsuit against Busby, which Busby called, quote, frivolous. None of the accusers have been named, and Jay-Z is the first high-profile defendant that Busby has listed besides Combs. So this is, like we said, this is the first time Jay-Z's name's actually been publicly included. Sean Carter. Tony Busby has been representing a lot of these accusers. His name has been in the press a lot, especially with the Sean I almost went full Sean Diddy Combs with the Diddy stuff. And I recognize the name too. He was part of the Deshaun Watson case as well. This is his line of work. And that then led to Jay-Z putting out a full statement online last night that he put out through Rock Nation, because he's not really like his personal stuff. He doesn't really do anything. So this came from Rock Nation, where this was, a long and detailed statement of saying, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, he put in quotations, named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor, and you have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. He put out an initial statement that did not have that last line and then deleted it and then reposted it with the last line of I look forward to showing you just how different I am. So this to now be public statements, and now obviously this is all public information that his name was included into the claim, that the behind the scenes, like, who knows what they've been trying to do in the last couple months to not have this publicly come out, because Busby put out his own Instagram after that talking about how he has been threatened. He wrote, despite a coordinated and aggressive effort that has included harassing my kids, contacting my clients and former clients to encourage them to sue me, contacting my colleagues or former employees asking if I've abused them, showing up at my current employees' homes to harass them, filing frivolous cases against me and my law firm, defaming me with outrageous assertions to anyone who will listen, and having mysterious people follow me and my family, I'm still that guy. I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I am quite certain the sun is coming. Now, I will say, in terms of theatrics, that's a theatric line right there. Sunlight is a disinfectant. But this is... But
also Jay-Z's...
No, Jay-Z, the whole thing is very detailed and very, the theatrics of Jay-Z's statement as well is strong.
Why did Jay-Z say he's a young man? He's in his late 50s.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a young man.
He just feels like he's young at heart.
That part, they're
No,
all of it is throwing me off.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I did see people being like, young man.
Yeah.
He's in his late 50s.
Look, it's terrible, and you don't want to be your name. You do not want your name associated with Diddy right now. And the problem is he could be, these baseless claims and everything that they're saying. Well, look at what happened to Diddy. He's out here claiming that none of this is true. None of this is true, and nobody believes that's the case with Diddy.
No, and you don't want to be associated with Diddy, but you have been your whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
people are going to question you when you have constantly been associated with Diddy and this is what he was up to. So, yeah, it is
not good. Not good.
good.
We're obviously there's so much to see and what plays out in this scenario. And like Jay-Z's out here writing his statement like, why just leave it at a civil claim? Why not file this as a criminal claim? And what it's just like, it's crazy. So
that's where the legal stuff sort of confuses me.
Yeah.
You know, but
yep.
This is awful all around.
It really is. And I also feel, and it's hard not to read that statement from Jay-Z, and he brings up his children, and then it's hard not to think about his children in this case. And Diddy's got a ton of kids too. It's just like for their families in this scenario, these children, like that's just got to be so awful.
Yeah, it's just like
they're just young. They're young, innocent kids.
But like that's why I don't even think they should be mentioned when Jay-Z is writing a statement to try to defend himself.
Right.
I feel like to just automatically throw his kids into it is like kind of wild because Diddy has a bunch of kids and he's not innocent, you know? So it's like,
no, I know, but it's even for both cases,
right?
For both scenarios, it's just regardless. And then here's civil cases versus criminal cases. They probably file them as civil cases because it's like criminal cases. You need the state must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, while in a civil case, the victim must prove liability by, this is once again all preponderance of the evidence. Civil cases usually involve a dispute between two parties, such as a contract dispute or an insurance company refusing to compensate a policyholder. The plaintiff sues the defendant, and the jury determines liability and damages. The court may order the defendant to pay money or fulfill an obligation. Criminal cases involve the government bringing legal action against a person for committing a crime. The defendant faces higher stakes, jail time, prison time, blah, 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 whatever. So in his mind, I think him saying, like, why not file this as a criminal case for these, heinous crimes that you're saying I committed versus a civil case where normally the end of a civil case is some sort of exchange of money. I feel, the court may order the defendant to pay money or fulfill an obligation. Once again, we are not lawyers.
Right.
This is a whole nother ball game when it comes to how these cases are being handled and what's being filed and who is going after Diddy in what ways and how now other people are being brought into it. Like Diddy's home was raided. That's it's been taken to the top of the top. So.
I wonder if Diddy is a name and names.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Like he's been caught. I wonder if he's now just naming names.
Right. It's very possible. Who knows?
Who knows? It's right. Knows? It's all horrendous all around.
Yeah. Totally.
Very, very dark.
So that's happening.
Yeah. There's not much to say besides that. That is happening, and it's awful.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up the topics.
The Weekly Watch Report is presented by Coors Light. From overcrowded stores and flight delays to awkward family dynamics and dinner mishaps, the holidays are far from perfect, but that doesn't mean we have to lose our chill. Forgotten ingredients don't have to ruin dinner. Takeout and Coors Light are always crowd pleasers. When the mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. You got those holiday events coming up. Something may go wrong. Maybe you have a holiday dinner, potluck. Somebody forgets what they're supposed to bring. Somebody forgets you have a holiday sweater party. Maybe you forget your sweater. There's things that are going to happen, things that are going to pop up, and you want to make sure that you're choosing chill in those moments. Choose chill this holiday season and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/chicks, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. And as always, celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, let's get into the weekly watch report and talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday. 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 Boom.
Lovely.
Weekly watch report. Let's get into it. Going to start off Surviving Barstool. First 3 episodes out last week. We all watched them. I'm in the show, just in case you don't know that. And let me tell you, watching it back now and like seeing the conversations that you're not a part of, like I can't stop watching. And spoilers for the first 3 episodes. I can't stop watching the Jerry elimination where Ryan Whitney has to pretend like he didn't know because Will told him act like you don't know because Big Cat doesn't want you to. The entire thing, I can't stop watching. I'm like, this is so funny to see because like, you know, when you're in your trial, you don't know what's going on with other people. So it's so funny to watch back.
It is wildly entertaining. And you know, we got some funny people that work at this place, and it has been enjoyable kind of seeing like what different strategies people have, and some people kind of like are along for the ride. It feels, and then some are making moves and some questionable actions, and Francis has really been cracking me up.
Francis's confessionals have been...
Francis has really been cracking me up. I felt like the girl has been crushing. I mean, Kelly, you guys, you crushed your challenge. You put that puzzle together, nailed it. Kelly was doing that slingshot thing. She nailed that.
Kelly crushed that slingshot.
And so the challenges are so fun to watch too. I've been laughing at like, it's just, you know, Dave really... And, you know, nothing but kind words for the boss man, but for the physical aspect of the game, he is useless. It's pretty funny. Like
it is very funny.
You know,
it's very funny to watch.
Like the last challenge, he was just like, all right.
Yeah, no, it's very funny to watch. I mean, the crazy part is like, you know, those 3 episodes that are out were filmed in the span of, I want to say 2 days or whatever it was. The amount of cameras that are following everybody around all hours of the day from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. And then it just gets cut into like these episodes is insane because like they are filming. Yeah. They have cameras on you 24/7. So it's insane. Like it's weird to get a little taste of like an actual reality show because they really like production, like really, it was really done like a real deal reality show. They had people working on it that have worked on other reality shows. So to see what they've done in those first 3 episodes with how much was filmed in that amount of time is just crazy to see.
Do you want to give any background or like little inside baseball on some of the stuff within your tribe? Because like you said, so much is filmed, and I feel like we went in watching and like right away it seemed like you and Dave had a strong alliance, and it just felt like you just both said it, and there was no like, where did this come from? Like right away, like in these episodes, Dave's like, no, I'm like Rico and Rhea, like that's who like I've got. And I feel like no context scenarios, like people maybe wouldn't assume that would be the that would be the strong alliance being made.
I don't know. We kind of just like clicked with them. We were on the same tribe. And we kind of just started working together right away. Like there wasn't necessarily like a conversation that was had that was like, all right, where we are now an alliance and we are gonna do this. It was like we just started working together right away, and then from there, like he said it in the show, he was like, me, Rico, and Rhea like have a pretty tight 3 going on, and we kind of, the 3 of us kind of talked, and we were like, yeah, we can kind of like, we felt like, well, we can kind of run this tribe if the 3 of us like stick together right now. So that's what you guys saw in the first 3 episodes. But yeah, I mean, we sent Caleb home, and it just
Caleb had some
choice words for me.
Words for you at the end there.
And that's okay. Like it is what it is. I mean, we're playing a game for $250,000 and like being around. And I love Caleb.
You could tell he wasn't taking it seriously.
And like
you could just tell watching. Like,
and I love Caleb. Yeah. But it just felt like he wasn't taking it seriously or had no idea how to play the game. And I think they showed Dave saying that, being like, I don't know if he's the best player or the worst player. And turns out he was the worst player. It just felt like he didn't want to be there as much as everybody else. And at that point, you're like, okay, that's an easy person to send home then. Like if someone doesn't really show that they want to be there, then whatever. Yeah. And then we sent home Arian Foster. And I had people writing to me like, oh my God, like, why are you so mad that Arian's a good guy? Listen.
I will say it was funny though, because you did like the way they cut it was like, I'm sure there were other discussions about it, but they just played you kind of saying the same thing like multiple times.
And I did. And
but it just, and you know what I'm saying? Like just made it feel like you were like really felt strongly about that one aspect.
And listen, I did, but I guess they didn't really show the reasoning as to why. I felt like he couldn't be trusted because if you tell him something, he feels the need to tell everybody every honest thought and like everything he's actually hearing. And like, you can't trust somebody if they're going to tell every other person what you're doing all the time. So I was like, well, we got to get him out of here.
Well, he's just too much of an open book.
Like, yeah, right. It's like, well, we got to get him out of here. He's talking to the other tribes. He keeps saying like he can't lie, and like, okay, well, that's good for like if he's talking to you, but what if he's talking to other people about what you're doing? Right. Then people know what you're up to.
And it felt like there were some side conversations even between like other tribes that raised some eyebrows of like, you know, the football guys and like that's the
right. Well,
you know.
When you see him talking to Will Compton, you're like, okay, well, he's got alliances on other tribes. If you know, who's to say what's to happen? We got to get him out of here. So it is funny to watch back to see what gets put in and what doesn't. Like everything starts flooding back of like what you were running around saying. Like there's a clip of Roan.
Yeah, that was
which
funny.
Was so fucking funny. Where he's like, we can make these girls do whatever the fuck we want. And then it's him in a confessional being like, I said that. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you said that. And he's like, there's no way I said that. Like that just they're filming 24/7. So like, you start forgetting the things that you may have said. So watching myself back in those 3 episodes, I'm like, damn, I really did kept saying that Arian was too good of a guy. Which it's funny to see. I'm excited to watch the episodes this week because I think, and they talked about it on the Unnamed show a bit, Kirk, Dave, and Ryan Whitney. The first 3 episodes like hasn't even begun. Yeah, like
totally. You know who and this is like, and this is solely based on my opinion from the first 3 episodes because you guys all lived it, so we're here, and I was on my honeymoon at the time, so I like people. You know, you hear things, and everyone's like, it's such a important thing for nobody to spoil the show and everything. So it's like I preferred really not knowing a lot of the stuff that was going on because I'm like, I want to watch. Like, I want to see what's going on. And based off just the first 3 episodes, it's like, it's so interesting to see the different alliances and kind of what's going on. And the Jerry elimination shocked me.
I know. I was going to say, you don't really know.
The Jerry elimination shocked me.
A lot that happened.
When they all flipped to Jerry, I was like, oh my God.
You texted me and you were like, Jerry? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't tell you.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And that was just so interesting to me too, because I'm like, there's certain, when that early on, when you're playing that kind of game, like some of the moves Big Cat's been making, I was like, ooh, this is interesting. Like, this is kind of early for him to be like saying he's writing names, then he's flipping, he's not, like he wrote somebody else, because you can see, obviously you see who they make you reveal who everybody's voted for, and it's like, oh, I'm like, he's telling Biz different things, and he's telling Whitney different things, and he's telling Will, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna get messy, and the Jerry, literally, I really did text her. I was like, oh my God, I didn't see that one coming. They got Jerry.
Yeah. And I said, I was like, wait, I'm so glad I didn't tell you because you're texting me right now and you're like genuine shock. And I
mean, just like every other viewer, I was like, oh, this is the end for Gilly. I was like, this is the end for Gilly. He can't make it out of this. Yeah. And then it just flipped. I was like, oh my God. So no, it has, just from a viewer standpoint, I'd say like jump on it, guys. It is so good. If you're not watching it, A+.
Yeah, I mean A+, but let me tell you, like this, it is insane. Yeah. It truly is insane. And I don't even think the first 3 episodes even touch. Like,
no.
What happened?
They're set up episodes.
Right. They're setting up the game. You got to introduce people. Totally. There's a lot of people that are coming in that are viewing this that don't even know half the people or any of the people that work at Barstool.
Totally.
But it's a lot of fun, like, being a part of something like this. Like, I think we all... like everybody on the cast, everyone's been texting each other, just talking about it, and watching some of the episodes too with people is fun. So I would say hop aboard because, you know, even if you've just only been watching Chicks in the Office and you don't know other Barstool stuff, it's worth it to watch for all the other people at Barstool because everybody is so funny and entertaining. So, you know, if you're not watching, you know, if you don't know and you're like, oh, I only know Rhea, well, you should watch for the other people because they're fantastic. Yeah. And by the way, I've had people tweet at me and message me and they're like, did you change? Tommy John, shout out to Tommy John. They gave multiple pairs of the same items.
Yeah.
So in those first 3 episodes, they're like, did you change it all? And I'm like, well, I had multiple pairs.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that is kind of par for the course for a lot of reality shows too, you know, like you're, Not necessarily that you have like a uniform, but kind of.
I can see people watching being like,
yeah.
Other people have changed their clothes.
Right.
She didn't?
Right. That's, fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yes. You're like, no, I showered, but believe me.
So yeah, the next 3 episodes are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. There'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. There'll be a 2-week break, and then it'll be back. But yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of reality TV. Well, Love Island Australia we're watching. Yeah. There's not a ton of reality TV on right now. So if you're missing that, the challenge and everything. Now I'm naming all the shows that are on.
Right.
I'm just trying to hype up our company because seriously, like the production people that work here have done such an incredible job.
It's a really great,
like
it's a great product.
Seeing it come together, like just have to give major props to everybody who worked on that show because I cannot imagine it being easy to cut together hour episodes with all the footage they have. So yeah, go ahead and watch. Go watch on all platforms, and I'll give it an A+.
Hell yeah. Holiday party fails can turn into a great story that ends with a toast over Coors Light. Getting snowed in can turn into the ultimate movie marathon. It doesn't matter if the holidays don't go as planned when you choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. When you embrace a chill mindset this holiday, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Rockies. You got to embrace that chill mindset for the holiday season. We are in December now. It's getting cold. It's winter. Christmas is coming. You're getting in the holiday spirit. Maybe you have a lot of holiday parties coming up, work events, friend time. You're doing little holiday get-togethers. Make sure you have your Coors Light stocked, ready to go. You can choose chill this holiday season and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/chicks, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. And as always, celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Love Island Australia. All caught up on the Hulu episodes.
Yeah. We can do, we'll talk about it. So another one. Spoiler, if you're not caught up, do not listen to this. We're going to be talking about their Casa Amor twist. So that's your warning. If you haven't watched those episodes yet, don't listen to this. Okay. They switched up Casa Amor and they did something called Hotel Amor. Mm-hmm. And basically, they let the fans vote who they thought within the house should spend a night with another person and like see. So it's like if you're watching at home and you're like, oh my God, I feel like Sophie and Zayn like really didn't get a chance. Like I really think that they should be together, blah blah blah. It was like they voted and then they got sent into Hotel Amore for a night. When they came back, they had decided they wanted to stay in their original couple or twist, and it was pretty wild, I will say. And some moves were made, and someone was brought back, which was crazy. And I just have to say, like, specifically, I mean, we don't have to like go into too many of the details of like what was going down, but Zayn, it's time for Zayn to go home. Zayn doesn't want to be on Love Island Australia. Zayn wants to hang with his bros and chill by the pool all day. And he's got no interest in any of these girls. And I was blown away. That was like the biggest. And I understand. I went back and forth because then when he was saying afterwards, he's like, oh, I really didn't want to do that to Kayla without talking to her first. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of nice. But at the same time, you doing that for Kayla was a slap in the face to Sophie. Mm-hmm. So him not twisting at that recoupling was so wild to me. And then just being like, well, he just, at the end of the day, didn't like either of them.
Yeah, and it seemed like Sophie like got no warning. You know, like if Zayn would have told, hey, I can't twist because I have to tell Kayla first.
Right.
Different, but it seemed like she got no warning whatsoever.
Well, he was saying that he wanted to be with her.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I don't like Taylor at all.
No, I don't like Taylor at all.
Like, I really, really dislike these guys.
Honestly,
think
Taylor
suck.
and Hannah, I think Taylor and Hannah are a perfect couple for each other because they are both insufferable.
Yeah, it's a tough go for these guys. I mean, Zayn and Taylor really, really dislike them. I don't like agree with any of the moves that they make, truly.
I know. I feel like I resonate with Mimi. I love Mimi. And before Hannah even went home and she was doing the like shower flirty, like rubbing Taylor and like Mimi and Steph were off to the side being like, oh, like I can't watch this. I'm like, that's me. I'm like, I can't watch this either. It's just Hannah. It's the same kind of thing, and it's so fine. Like, all these girls aren't gonna get along, and for them, like, when they were kind of having, like, an argument of, like, you know, we wouldn't really be friends on the outside. And, like, that's, like, I'm like, me and Hannah probably wouldn't be friends on the outside.
No, I think...
Mimi's right. She is a chameleon.
Yeah, Mimi is so cool. Just, like,
so cool.
Her whole vibe in general.
Yeah.
I think she's sick. So I've been enjoying the girls on this season way more than I've been enjoying watching these guys because... they are just, I'm like, why are you on this show? Like, you don't seem like you like anybody at all. But
Taylor really just like, Taylor like really tried to play off the whole good guy thing for like so long. And then that weird shit with bringing up what Chrissy was saying about Steph, like, and telling everybody else before he actually talked to Steph. I'm like, if you're actually a good guy, you go straight to Steph and talk to him about it. I don't like drama. He makes the most drama.
Or go to Mimi alone.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually really felt bad for Mimi, you would take her side alone and not tell everybody before you tell either of them.
Yep.
But I'll give Love Island Australia a solid A because it is very
good.
Very entertaining, and I can't wait for movie night because I saw some clips on Twitter of them doing movie night, and I'm like, woo, we got to get that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
on
good.
Hulu because that is going to be juicy. So I'll give that an A. I watched the first 3 episodes of Sex Lives of College Girls. Unfortunately, I'm bored by this season.
That's fair. I only watched the first 2.
I'll give it like a C+.
Yeah.
I'm like bored by it. I don't know. It's not really hitting as hard for me. I watched the first episode of Man on the Inside, the show with Ted Danson. I like Ted Danson. I'll give this also C+. I don't know if I'll continue it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really obsessed with it. And yeah. That's what I watched. I rewatched a bunch of things, so.
Okay, this is my list. I finished Lioness season 1. Really good. Really good. Really liked it. I'm excited to start season 2. I think the season 2 finale like either just aired or is airing. So season 1 I thought was awesome. So I will give that a I'll give that an A- because it is really good. But it's one of those shows that still kind of has like a little bit of fluff mixed in. in like the middle episodes and stuff where you're like, oh, get to the action, get to the good stuff. But it was really, really good. Love Island Australia, I will give Love Island Australia, like, it is really good and I'm liking it, but it's like a B+, It's like that's Southern Charm, new season came out, episode 1.
Oh, I watched that too.
I will give that a B+ as well. I love Southern Charm and I love these guys. I mean, the way these three carry this show, I just like have really, no offense to I just have no interest in kind of what some of these girls are doing, and they're bringing in new girls this season besides Madison. I do love Madison. And like Shep and Austin and Craig, like sitting down and having to talk about their French is all like actually very real stuff, but also just great at the same time. Like, I just think those guys make great TV. They do.
I'll give it a B.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I find them to be the most interesting part of it.
Yeah, totally. The challenge, I'm up to date. Challenge has been great. I'll give it a B. It's good. When you get to the end of the season of the challenge, where it's just like the last couple episodes, you're just kind of like, all right, when's the final? Like, come on, sort of like there's a little bit where it just drags a little bit towards like these like last few episodes where it is certainly entertaining. But they're so close to the final. It's like, let's get to the final. So I am very excited for this final. I think it's gonna be good. Salt Lake City, Real Housewives, I think it's been great. I'll give that a B+. I think that I've said it all season, but their drama has always been entertaining. And this last, I think I'm up to date. I don't know if I missed the last. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date. But there is a conversation that Mary has with her son that is actually like really strong and really important. And he went through a lot and kind of opens up about some drug abuse and his mental health and how he's been feeling, and just like their emotional. It was something that we haven't seen them really touch on, especially on this show. And for Mary to share that as part of her family, I thought that was just honestly just like a very powerful moment, because Mary is just kind of either she's kept more of her stuff private, or it's like her drama is just kind of her like fighting with the other girls. And this was just like a very real, honest moment. Real Housewives of New York, I've had on his like background. I like couldn't even really tell you that much of what's going on. They've the first like 4 episodes, they're just having the same fight over and over and over again. It's the same argument, and they like say that they're fine, and they just keep arguing about it again, and like people are harboring this resentment for each other. Give it a C-. Shrinking, I watched episode 8, which I love Shrinking. I think Shrinking is great. I'll give that an A. I don't have too much commentary on it. I think it's just a really great show. Sex Lives episodes 1 and 2, I'll give a C. It's fine. Like I like it, and it has its funny moments, but there's something
missing.
It's like the initial zip from like that first season,
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that going for so many seasons, And then the last thing I watched a movie last night, Christmas movie.
What about Blink Twice?
Oh, I watched Blink twice. I forgot. I didn't write it down because I watched it on the airplane. I watched Blink twice on the airplane. I thought it was great. I really thought that the performances were fantastic. I thought Channing was great. He was like really freaky and dark. I thought it was really good. I'll give it a B. Like it was, at first I was kind of like, where is this going? And then once I understood what was happening, then it was like, okay. And then it was I liked the ending a lot. Because sometimes like, I was worried they were kind of leave it on more of like a open-ended ending. And I liked the way that they ended it. So I enjoyed that. And then I watched this Christmas movie that I had never heard of. But we were browsing Christmas movies last night. It came out in 2004. It's called Noel.
Mm-hmm.
It has an insane cast. Penelope Cruz, Paul Walker, Susan Sarandon,
Wow.
Robin Williams.
Oh my gosh.
The movie, Alan Arkin. The movie was maybe one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life.
Really?
Like, the movie, it just made no sense. It was trying to like connect all of their different relationships, but there was also a little bit like of a paranormal like faith aspect to it. Like Robin Williams isn't listed on the cast because he's like playing an angel sort of, but he's like, I don't know. It was supposed to be uplifting, but was also kind of depressing at the same time. Paul Walker and Penelope Cruz played this couple, and Paul Walker is a cop, and he has like a bad jealousy problem, and they like have to get through his jealousy issues because obviously he's just with Penelope Cruz, and she's just a stunning woman. Mm-hmm. And then Alan Arkin plays this old man who like every Christmas he finds somebody that he thinks is his wife reincarnated. And so he thinks Paul Walker is his wife reincarnated.
Oh my God, what?
It's Rhea, the movie. And then there was just this side man. And I don't know like the way this man's storyline was so irrelevant to the movie. And it was just sad. Like he wanted to go back to the hospital. He was living a solo life. He wanted to go back to the hospital and be there for like the hospital Christmas party because his best Christmas that he could remember is when he broke his hand when he was 14. He got to go and he was in the hospital, and it was like the best Christmas because he had rough family life, and this was the best Christmas. Now he's a grown man, and he's going to the hospital. He's like, I'm here for the Christmas party, and they're like, there's no Christmas party, and then he goes and he like gets his hand broken. He goes and he has his hand broken so he can go to the ER and actually have a broken hand. But then the ER is like chaotic, and they're like, oh, so sorry, like probably not gonna do the Christmas party. One of the nurses is Billy Porter.
What?
It's crazy.
Damn.
It's crazy. And then his story just ends. And then it ends, and he goes to the a psychologist, I think, and the psychologist is like, maybe you need to connect with your family. Maybe it's time to like give your mom a call. And then he just like calls his mom. That was it. And I was like, what was the point of his storyline? It was just really like a F- movie.
Wow.
And it had a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, where I was like, 28 is bad, but I could like a 28% movie.
For sure.
Oh my God, it was just really so bad.
Usually
so
when
bad.
I see a movie with a stack cast like this and I've never heard of it, I assume it's going to be atrocious.
Oh,
right. I'm like, you would hear, if this movie was really good with this cast, you would hear about it.
I'm like, a Christmas movie from 2004, it's got Robin Williams in it? No, it was
F-.
Oh
Is
my
that the
God.
first F- you've ever given out?
I think so. It
Deserves
was.
it. I might. You actually almost sold me on watching it tonight.
No, I actually implore you to watch it because it's really a bizarre movie.
Yeah, I feel like I might have to put this on.
Yeah. Just like even just the editing of it is weird. It's like
how bad it is like a must watch.
Yeah, like it actually almost is.
Wow.
It was shocking to me, and that is everything. And that is everything I watched. Sadly, no Noah today, so that's it. We don't get to hear what Noah watched.
Sarah, did you watch anything good?
I just rewatched Summer House season 1, and I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Amanda,
Honestly, that's a great rewatch.
That is, and Summer House season 1, like there are some characters on there that are long gone. You know,
Right.
You're just.
I know, it's funny. I'm like, oh, what happened to them? They must have not have been.
Yeah, they
not as entertaining.
To be honest, I never even watched 1 and 2. I started at 3.
Mm-hmm. What would you grade it?
Ooh, I think a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid.
Have you watched the other seasons?
Only from like 3 on. So I think I watched a few of 1. So now I'm like, wow, I'm really getting like the entire story because Carl is always talking about how he's like a good guy or he used to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I never thought he would be like that, and now I'm seeing
Oh,
him and
yeah.
like Lauren.
Oh yeah,
Right,
season early on, Carl was
Yeah, that's kind of
bad
like
news.
inspiring me to rewatch those beginning seasons. That's a good rewatch.
That totally is.
Noah will have to fill us in when he gets back, and hopefully he's feeling better. We'll check in.
Yep.
We'll check in with him now. And that wraps up today's episode. That wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much. We hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.